To the World Karate Federation's The Decade's Best, Chapter 3, and a chance to once more look at the 2010 World Championships in Belgrade in Serbia. Today's program is going to focus on the male minus 84 kilogram bronze medal bout and the male minus 60 kilogram bronze medal bout. And to help bring that action back to life, two world champions, one in kata, one in kumite. First of all, Antonio Diaz from Venezuela, and
hello,
Matthias Gomez from Spain. Welcome, guys. So we're going to get into the action, and we're going to go first of all with the minus 84 kilogram category, and hopefully we're going to be able to bounce between the two of you, and we'll get straight into that action. Now the bout is between Russia's Islam Uddin Elderuk and Italy's fantastic fighter Salvatore Loria. In those days it was a 4-minute bout, and because it was a medal bout, and many changes in the rules as we've gone through those times. So we get into the action, 4 minutes on the clock, and if I can come to you first of all, Antonio, and talk about some of those rule changes that we've had as you are part of the Athletes Commission.
Yes, it's been 10 years since this World Championship, and like you said, first of all, the time for the medal matches was different, and of course now we can see, you know, it's this change for adapting for the Olympics.
And in those days, in 2010, the scores were Ippons, Wazaris and Sandbon. 3 points for a head kick or a takedown to the body. And it's also possible to give points away to the other side for infringement. So many changes have occurred since then. And if I can ask you, Matthias, how do you feel about those changes? Is it better? Is it easier for you now? Or how do you feel about them?
I think today the rule is better, because in other sport contact, when you make a point, you don't go to make a point for the other opponent. And I think it is better. It's good rules.
Well, Salvatore Loria from Italy, he'd finished 5th in the World Championships, losing out for a bronze medal 3 times before going into Belgrade. And his endeavour has been such a challenge for him on so many occasions. And here again, he's trailing against his Russian opponent here, Elderuk, who's 3 points on the clock. You see the frustration coming in. How do you feel as a fighter getting in a position like this, Matthias? When you're holding back, you're behind, and you have to come back into the match again.
Loria is a strong fighter. He's amazing, and you can see it. He never say feel good and go for a point step by step, and now you can see we started to make a point.
And again, we just got a chance to have a glance to the sides, because once more in 2010, it was the 3-judge system. So one behind each fighter and one opposite the referee. And the referee in those days could actually give points as well. That's all changed since then. So as a competitor, again, Matthias, did that affect your positioning on the tatami?
Yeah. Today you need to change the position, because you need 2 points for the referee, for the flag. And now I think you need to control the center of tatami.
Well, we can see that there's the patience, I guess, from Loria waiting for that opening. There's a couple of times there where both attacks have gone in at the same time, but of course it was only the first person to score would get the point. And as you mentioned now, Matthias, the judges, if there are 2 flags for one and 2 flags for the other, both would get a point. So, Antonio, was that were you involved in any of the rule discussions for Kumite? Obviously, as a kata player, very much so involved in kata, but have you been involved in the debate around the point system for Kumite?
Well, basically, I've been more involved in the kata rules, but sometimes we have joint discussions. And I think one of the main things for the changes has been to avoid, especially in these medal matches, the passivity. You can see sometimes too much time waste studying. Nobody wants to make a mistake. So I think many of the changes point in that way, in trying to make the fighters more active especially during the medal matches.
Well, the sportsmanship shown here from Salvatore Loria has been really quite a credit to him. He's going to trail again by another point. Now there are issues around Zanchin that have been talked about many times before, where the fighters have to demonstrate concentration before, during and after the bout. And Matthias, how do you feel about the issue around Zanchin?
About this?
About Zanchin, because the heat of the moment, the fighter goes in and they look off perhaps to the side, but they're not in danger of being scored upon, because it's the emotion, isn't it?
True. Elder is a good or something, do you say?
Yes.
And, you can see.
Now we're closing down on the last few seconds, just 5 seconds of this bout remaining. It's 4-4, everything to go for. One goes low, one goes high, only one can score. The referee is giving the point to Eldaruk of Russia. And with that, the match. 5-4 it finishes. But actually, today, both of those points could have scored quite easily, because Zanchin was maintained, certainly in that encounter at the end.
I think
very difficult match for Loria to have there. So we're going to move now away from the minus 84 kilogram category, and we're going into the minus 60 kilogram category, of course, which features you, my friend, Matthias Gomez. And if we get into that action now, I want you to be able to tell me what was going through your mind coming into that. You hadn't won a world medal at all. Let's go. Do you know anything about your opposition before that bout started, Matthias?
Yes, I remember this combat because this championship was my first world championship in senior category.
And we have Andres Rendon from Colombia. Antonio, you're from Venezuela, South America. Is there a particular style that's different between European Kumite and South American Kumite?
Well, I think of course, here in South America, we always try to adapt to the European style, because we think over the years, it was giving a lot of good results. So I think Andres is a very quick fighter, especially with his hands, and he's one of the top in the continent. So I think this, of course, Matthias is also a very quick fighter. So it was a very a fight with a lot of speed involved.
Well, obviously, both of these fighters are still very much involved, and in fact, Andreas has had taken place on 8 occasions in the Premier League. He's also been active in the A Series. on a couple of occasions. And Matthias, as you're coming through this bout, your emotions now, you're starting to fall behind slightly. You're 2 points adrift. You just pulled it back to a draw. You must be feeling fairly comfortable at this stage. Talk us through your emotions, please, of how things were going.
Yes, I start losing, but I continue fighting. I feel my good. I believe in me. I control it, and I have a good attitude in all combat.
Well, now you have a contact warning against you, and just on the subject of contact, I think the level of contact has changed over the years as well. And before 2010, there was a lot of very fierce contact from the Kumite fighters around the world. And even in 2010, there was still quite a bit of contact. That's changed a little bit, and there we see another example of this, where you've been knocked down to the tatami. But the point is being awarded. And you have now been given a warning for exaggeration. What did that make you feel like at that particular moment?
I feel that Andret put me, and I say, but the decision for the referee, I respect and say, okay, the referee feel this, and I can say nothing.
But not only did you get knocked down, and the referee gave the point, fair enough, because that's the opinion, but you also lost another point because of the being deemed to have exaggerated. And of course, in those days, points could be given away. That was a difficult one for you, and you're starting to now slip a little further behind, because here we have another point being awarded to Andres Rendon.
Yeah, I started sleeping, but when the combat continue, I get up and go up.
Another solid shot, once more from Andres Rendon. Antonio, your opinion about the Kumite and the level of contact between then and now. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think you can see here the contact was, the referees allowed more of the contact, and I, of course, we are a combat sport, and contact is important, but I think also control is one of the things we need to show. So especially when attacks to the face. I think it's important to show the control and not big contact, you know. So of course I agree with allowing a little bit more of contact to the body area, but when it comes to the face, I think for protection and you know for safety of the athletes is good to be more on the safe side.
Absolutely, and again, we see the referee stopped the bout, this time to award a contact violation against Rendon. And as the progress through this bout, Matthias, you're now trailing 7 points to 2. There's still quite a bit of time on the clock, 1 minute 22 seconds. But what's going through your mind now about trying to claw yourself back into the match?
Yes. Now you can see 2-8, but I feel good. I say I can win. I believe in me, and I need to continue.
Well, that was the perfect way to respond to that 2-8 deficit. You took a wonderful ippon there with the ashibarai and the takedown, and your confidence must now start to be growing again.
Yes, true. We continue grow up step by step in the combat.
And the atmosphere, the crowd that we had in 2010 in Belgrade was huge. The stadium was packed out every day of the championship. And the crowd was starting to get behind you. And that must help lift your spirits as well. No score given on that occasion. We're moving into the last 50 seconds of the bout. You're still trailing 8 points to 5. But you're putting the pressure on here, Matthias, aren't you? You're pushing Rendon back near the Jogai line.
Yes, this is my strategy. Go front and continue. I believe in me. I need 3 points for this, and I need continue work step by step.
And once again, you have had a bit of a problem with the contact and need a bit of attention there onto your nose. I suppose, did it give you a chance to rethink about how you're going to close in on those last few points?
Yes.
Okay, so we're 9 points to 5 now. The last few seconds. What's the plan? How are you going to get back into the match? One more point. Matthias.
The plan is go front and go to the point. 20 seconds now.
You got to draw this out. You see Rendon's being penalised now by the referee for time wasting. Moving away. He's treading on a dangerous position. He came forward straight into your counter punch there, Matthias. That must have made you feel really good, closing in the last 20 seconds of the bout.
Yes, I feel a short distance. I said, I need continue for this way. I can.
Now, we see here Rendon's being penalised for exaggeration, because that was a fabulous counter punch of yours as we go into the last 10 seconds. He's still leading though by 1 point. And you demonstrate a never give up, never die attitude here, Matthias. Just 5 seconds left. Talk us through what's going on in your mind now. 10 points to 8. What an ippon that was from you, Matthias. How did that make you feel? How did you feel about that last point?
I feel this is the word. I need it, but yes, this is an amazing experience. Yes.
Well, you took a wonderful bronze medal there, Matthias Gomez, and you went on to take other medals following that. In the Senior European Championships in 2012 and 2016, you became champion. And as you did, Antonio Diaz, both of you guys went on to do and achieve an awful lot more following your successes in 2010. So I'd like to say thank you to both of you for joining me in the commentary, bringing that action back to life again. And until next time, thank you everybody for watching, and bye-bye.